A boy named Victor is shown as the movie begins. He becomes conscious, but an unusual thing occurs here. That he is not able to remember anything after waking up. He is also unable to remember who made his room messy. There are some drawn sketches on the board before him. It is seeming as it is the model of a city. But he remembers nothing about it. Then his room ceiling begins to turn into black color. The whole model of his room starts to change. He seems confused. And comes out of this place. But after coming outside he observes. All things have been changed. Nothing is like in its real form as it should be. The buildings of that place are flying in the air as gravitational force has ended. Then some of the people begin to pass beside him. They were also looking mysterious. Some have no head, others have no arm, while some people's body were drilled. But they were walking properly. Victor is not understanding any of this. Before concluding something, a black monstrous creature appears before him. It is closing to kill Victor. Then 3 people appear and rescue him. There are 2 men and a woman. They save Victor, but that black monstrous creature is still after them. They are continuously running. And they reach a place while running. Where the stairway ends. There is no way to walk further. Victor gets afraid, thinking how he will go ahead. Then those 3 persons suggest him to jump from here. There will be no any harm. But Victor is frightening and he does not act upon it. One of them pushes Victor so he falls into the market. He reaches there while sliding, and those 3 people also come after him. Now the strange thing is that, the black monstrous creature had also reached here after them. Victor is not understanding why it is after them. That black monstrous creature was certainly going to kill them. Then one of those 3 sacrifices his life. Now the man and woman survived among them. They are still with Victor. Victor is walking along with that girl. He asks her, who is she? What is he doing in this world? What place is this about which I never heard or saw till now? That girl, whose name is Fly, tells Victor, this is the world where people enter when they are in a coma. You are eventually in a coma state. This is where people's memories exist. Victor asks her, why is this world so mysterious? Fly tells him, it is not compulsory that people's memory may be remembered. Some people begin to forget in the state of coma and they hallucinate. This world is the blend of those unconscious thoughts, that is the reason it looks like this. Then Fly shows him her house, which is in the air. That was an unusual house. They reach Fly's house while traveling in an old bus, where Victor asks from her about that black monstrous creature. Fly tells him the most shocking fact. That a person becomes a black monstrous creature when they die in the state of coma. Victor gets startled, hearing this fact. Fly says to him, come, I will show you your room. They move to new room. She also tells him that his dreams in the state of coma will be turned into reality here. Victor dreams that he has faced a car accident. He notices that there is the same car in his room as he wakes up. He sees himself lying wounded in that car. Then Fly's partner comes there, who had rescued Victor. He says that Victor's house is very attractive. He realizes, seeing Victor, that he may possess multiple powers and offers to reveal them and how they may be utilized practically. For this purpose, every person has to appear in some trials. Then a robotic machine appears there which attacks Victor, torturing it. It begins to tease him. In spite of it, Victor is unable to remember his abilities. That man asks Victor, when you were conscious before coma, what job did you used to be doing? Victor tells him that he was an architect. Next day, there are many people along with Victor. And they are going for a mission. Victor has to grab the weapons for some of the people here. They reach that place. But those people start to attack them, possessing these weapons. They start to fire at them. Victor and his companions get access to those weapons in some way. Then 3 black monstrous creatures appear before it. They have been named Reaper in this movie. These Reapers had appeared to stop them. A man is leaving, taking the explosive from there. That black monstrous appears near him. Before it reaches him, that man falls down, who was leaving, taking the explosives with him. Then Victor strokes his fingers on his head. He attempts to remember something. As being architect, he gains the ability that he can make any structure. So he creates a structure there, using his mind, protecting the man from falling. Then they immediately return to their home. Reapers are not able to capture them. Everyone compliments Victor reaching home, saying, he did a good job. Then an agent comes there and says to Victor, I liked your work. Do you know? The structure of this city where we are living is connected with the memories of those places. But they never encountered a man who can make a new structure using his mental abilities. They ask him to make a new city. in which he will take care of everything as an architect. That city should keep the black monstrous creature away from them. Victor assures, why not? He will attempt his utmost. They begin to move to that place as the new day arrives. As they had to build a new city, Reapers appear there before they start their work there. Those Reapers begin to attack them. Everyone gets startled. How did Reapers track that they were coming towards this place? They came here carefully. Then Fly's companion appears there. He takes a tracking device from Victor's body. He says that Reapers reaches here while tracing this device. Everyone asks him, did you fix this device in Victor's body? He tells, no. Why will I fix? He raises his hands and says, pointing a man. He will be responsible. Then that man fires his gun on him. He dies there. There is also the rule of this world that a man will be turned into a Reaper who meets his end in this world. Then all leave from there thinking that he will prove dangerous for us if he is turned into Reaper soon. The rest of the people begin to move from there as they want to go to their vehicles. So they drive to their homes from there. But Reapers are beside them. So Victor attempts to make a structure using his mind. But he is unable to do it as being wounded and exhausted. So he loses his consciousness there. After waking up he finds himself in hospital in the real world. He begins to have flashbacks of that girl Fly who was a close friend in the real world. But there is nothing in their memory in the world of Coma. Because there, some of the memories had been lost in the state of the coma. Then Victor remembers that he had come to the hospital along with Fly. But Fly was not allowed to enter. Victor had entered the hospital alone. Here he meets a man. He was the same man who was their leader in the world of Coma. And he was the first to arrive in the Coma world. He tells Victor that I have conducted some experiments. And I know there is surely something in our mind that can create something new. We can live in our wanted world if we wish. We can face it. Believe me. We can lead a more happy life there. He also says to Victor that I need you. You will have to partake in my project. Do you know when we can create our new world? We will be in a coma and I will have to set you in the state of coma. Believe me, we are going to get much benefit from it. Victor says, not at all. He points them a gun to threaten them. He runs outside from there. His friend Fly is waiting for him outside. Fly starts to drive the car speedily as Victor quickly gets seated in the car. But their car crashes with a truck, moving a little ahead. And they both are knocked out. It was the same sight which used to be dreamt by Victor. That evil man captures them, as they are wounded badly after being knocked out. And he makes them part of his project. He makes them in a prolonged unconscious. But that old man says to Victor before it that, look, I needed to perform it. There is no doubt that you are the best architect in this world. But you can never make a structure immediately with your thoughts, which you will be able to make in the Coma world. It was observed how Victor used to make any structure quickly only by the strength of his mind. Then he also shows that man who is the partner of Fly in Coma world. He is crippled in the real world. But he was walking properly in the Coma world. Now that man also says to Victor, you will have to go to the world of Coma. Fly and his companions need you. As the project is accomplished, you may return to this real world. He injects something in Victor, with it and he wakes up on his bed. It is the same sight seen at the beginning of the movie. Now Victor had returned to the same place from where he came from. He builds a very beautiful city, using his mental abilities, where no Reaper could enter. Then that man tells them that you all are in the state of unconsciousness in the real world. You are so diseased that you may die at any time. So your systems have been fixed as such that you all will be killed after a few seconds of that world. And the seconds of that world is equal to the minutes of this world. You may have only 10 to 15 minutes for survival. Afterward, you will be ended forever here. Do you know what will happen after the death? That man enters that structure with it. Because no Reaper could reach there, they all were going to transform into the Reapers here after death. It is proved here that the old man had deceived them. He wanted to rule that place where no one may disturb him there. Some people begin to plan on how they must kill this man. Meanwhile, one of the friends vanishes after converting into dust. Now Victor says to all of them that he remembers something little by little. Where's that hospital in this world, where we are now? Let's go there. Now they all begin to move to that hospital. It was the best thing that hospital was in their memory. This hospital is also in the Coma world. They enter the hospital. But they are not recalling that room where they are lying unconscious. Now Victor tries to remember, then he recalls a little structure of his room. Before it, his one more partner is vanished after converting into dust. Now only Victor and Fly had left. They begin to step towards that room. Then that evil man and that agent appear there who begin to stop them, making their structure. Then a Reaper appears there who covers that man. That Reaper is not anyone else but the same partner of Fly, who had rescued Victor along with Fly and another man in the beginning. Here that soldier squad dies. Victor and Fly start to step towards stretcher. Moving there, they reach that room of Victor. Then they wake up in real world. It is seen in the real world that Fly and Victor are closely befriended. Victor again starts the job as an architect. But he was not earning his living soundly. Then he receives the offer from that evil man. It means that he was alive in this world despite dying in the Coma world. He had returned back here. Obviously, this project was made by him. So he knew all the techniques. He says to Victor, "You may make the structure again in the Coma world, returning back there. It depends on you." Victor clenches his fist. And he thinks either he should go or not. The movie ends in this scene.